A low liquidity market is one of the most dangerous environments in binary options because it looks like an opportunity. Price moves fast, candles get bigger, you see sharp impulses. And your brain goes, finally, the market is alive, I can catch a move. But a thin market isn't really alive. A thin market is empty. And liquidity isn't just a fancy word, it's the market thickness. How many real participants are on both sides? How much support there is behind a move? How smoothly price can move through levels without turning chaotic? When liquidity is low, price can still move quickly, but those moves aren't supported by real pressure. There isn't a side pushing and holding direction. It's more like sudden shows that can flip into the opposite shove just as fast. That's why a thin market creates the illusion that everything is obvious. You see an impulse and it feels like it should continue. You see a breakout and it feels like the market picked a direction. You see a strong candle and your mind instantly expects follow through. But in reality, the opposite happens a lot. Moves reverse easily, timing gets destroyed, and expirations get messed up. And that's the most painful part in binary options. It's not just about direction, it's about timing. You need the market to do more than just twitch. You need it to hold the logic of the move until expiration. A thin market rarely holds it. In a low liquidity market, price can move through a level simply because there aren't enough orders on the other side. Not because the level stopped being a level. Not because the market made a real decision. But because the market is empty and price just slips through. And then comes what many traders experience as the market tricked me. You saw the level, you saw the reaction, you saw the break and thought, that's it, the scenario is set. And a few seconds later, price turns around and comes right back. Like the breakout never happened. That's not magic, that's thin liquidity. There are three very common behaviors that usually means a low liquidity market is working against you. First, sharp moves with no follow-through. Price make a strong push, sometimes one or two big candles, sometimes a long body. You enter because the move looks clean, and then it's like the market turns off. The impulse dies instantly. No continuation, no pressure building, no structure after the move, just a stall. And then price starts drifting back. Second, level spikes. A level has been holding, you expect a normal reaction, and suddenly price piercing it with a fast wick and snaps right back. It feels like the market is hunting you, but most of the time it's not hunting, it's just a lack of depth. Price can spike anywhere because there isn't enough resistance in the moment. And in binary options, that hurts extra because it breaks the logic and ruins the timing. You expected a clean reaction at the level. Instead, you get a chaotic jump that destroys your setup. Third, fast reversals right before expiration. On a thin market, price can move in your favor and hold for most of the trade. And then, a few seconds before expiration, it flips hard the other way. It feels unfair, but it's simply how thin markets behave. Without real volume behind the move, direction is easy to change. Nothing is holding it. So, the trader feels like the market is alive. But it's not, it's random. It doesn't give you a real edge. It doesn't give you a stable probability. It often turns into a chaotic coin flip, where you either land on the right candle or you don't. Here's the takeaway I want you to keep from this video. A thin market is not a chance. A thin market is high risk, because sharp candles are not always strength. Sometimes sharp candles are just emptiness, because a breakout is not always direction. Sometimes a breakout is just a spike with no support, and because movement in your favor is not always stability into expiration. Sometimes it's just a temporary show that can reverse at any moment. If you want to trade binary options like a system, not like an emotion, you have to respect liquidity. And when the market is thin, the best decision is often simple: don't enter. If this kind of environment-based breakdown helps you, subscribe to Cronika. We focus on what actually changes results in binary options, not just what a setup looks like on a chart.